Hi. So this is what bullied me off the internet, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. But I was productive during my 2-week blackout period. I put together a 4-part poem series as well as gathering these thoughts that I'm about to show you here. The Cosmic Clown, Mundane Spirituality, and Polarities by Missy Gordon. Oh, while wearing a micro bikini. Just to make a point. I'll switch from these to these, just like they do in the movies when, like, the nerdy girl becomes hot. Except this is like a reverse, like, hot to nerdy girl situation. So where was I during my blackout period? I'm going to show you a series of 3 points. The Cosmic Clown, Mundane Spirituality, and Polarities. These are the 3 ideas that I thought about while I was on my 2-week blackout period on the Metamystic show. People can be more than one thing. And to be honest with you, the Cosmic Clown, which is what we're going to be talking about, in one of these points, I have 3. The Cosmic Clown is kind of like a trickster spirit. It's kind of like a shapeshifter, and why is that? It's because it can play all of the parts because it's been all of the parts. So it can pop in and out as it chooses, and it can start again tomorrow, it can start again today, can be a completely different person if they want to. It's good to know how to take a joke. Totally naked. This isn't OnlyFans. Yeah, I can hear all your little comments. I don't care. That's what y'all don't get about me yet. I have almost died. It's going on like the 999th time. 999, man. If you hit the 9s, you're smooth sailing. Not a minute before. Not a minute before. But after, you stop taking yourself in life so goddamn seriously. Because I just had a conversation with ChatGPT asking if we're in the Truman Show. And it didn't confirm nor deny, but it validated my feelings. Ever seen the movie Her? You know? It makes you think. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, and I forgot if I ever said what I was doing. Yeah. It helps to, you know what I'm saying? If you're an empath, it's like starter pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself some salt. Take yourself some showers. I'm itching my armpit right now, sorry. Is she seriously telling us how to, like, cleanse our energy standing there naked in the bathroom? Like, she's such a pick-me whore. It's pygmy whore. If you're gonna comment on something, be like, you're fat or something like that. Yeah. Because I think some of you guys have, like, the wrong perception of me. Maybe it's because of how I look or something like that, but yeah, just look up the words purity culture. So, if anything, I have trauma surrounding sex and my sexuality. So But yeah. Alright. So hard to let you guys go. You know what I mean? If you have any more questions, I'd be glad to answer them. Just ask them directly. No need to, you know, speculate. I'm an open book. I will say though that when it comes to me, I'm kind of like an iceberg where it's like you can see the top, you can see just the tip, but I got a whole package under there. So come on down, you know? Come on down. The water's fine. Alright. Now I gotta cleanse the demons off me. Alright. I had to go dark for 2 weeks because of y'all. Well, not because of y'all, but a couple of y'all. A couple of y'all with your, it got little dents back there. That's all I'm gonna say. But my God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. It's closing here. You know when you have to like clear out one thing to do another? Yeah, all my products. Yes, I don't have makeup on. There's always something. That's why you just gotta keep pushing, because there's always gonna be something. And things are never what they seem. So if you think that they're what they seem, think again. Sometimes you have to clear out one thing in order to, I don't know what that is. You see all sorts of things when you start cleaning, you know what I mean? When you start doing this healing work and you begin to really take yourself seriously, or probably less seriously, it's the unlearning that's really what we should be focusing on. But when you start doing this work, it's like this. Whoa. You start to realize, like, I need to take all this stuff out of here in order to put the other stuff in. So you might find yourself inside of a dryer and you're like, how the hell did I get in here? Now I'm stuck. You're not stuck. Just backtrack, reverse engineer. You're fine. You just got caught on a hard turn in the road of your healing journey. You're trying to put towels, you know you have to dry these, right? So you have to remove these clothes first to put the towels in. But sometimes we can get so overwhelmed in the process that we're like, oh my God, I'm caught in this dryer. You're not caught in the dryer. You're just confused on where you left off because you became overwhelmed. So recenter, meditate. In fact, just get cozy in the dryer. Just lay in there, curl up like a little cat. You're going to realize where you are, who you are, what you're doing, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, now I remember. I was on point 17 on Highway 66 3 days ago at 4 p.m. I was putting the wet towels in the dryer. To my dismay, there were clothes in there. I got caught cleaning that stuff out. I got so exhausted that I forgot what I was doing. Now that I've centered myself, I understand that I just have to take these dry clothes out and put the wet towels in. Then we can go from there. Is this not the most Virgo example, though? It's a blessing to have laundry, you know. It's a blessing to have the time to do laundry. Everything's a blessing. The spiritual lives within the mundane. Don't be fooled. If anyone tries to teach you that being spiritual is something that can only be acquired by certain people, well, those are the ones that are holding the strings, trying to have control over you. Be aware. True spirituality lies in the mundane of the everyday life. True meditation is awareness. True knowing is emptying oneself of the programming that never belonged to you to begin with. Being aware, I've been programmed, and detaching from that programming. It's not necessarily about you changing yourself. It's actually more about embracing who you really are by letting go of the things that aren't you, so you can see yourself clearly in the mirror. We all come in our purest form. If we can get back to that, get back to the root, it's not so much about healing. You're going to start to realize that, as I have. It's not really about healing. It's more about understanding and then accepting the reality. And then once we accept the reality, which is usually stuff like the Seven of Swords, etc., the devil, all these things, once we come into radical acceptance of that reality, then and only then can we really be free, because it no longer has control over us. We accept it for what it is. We step outside of it and step back into ourselves. Because the way that people can control you, lie to you, steal from you, cheat on you, etc., is when you step outside of your own frame. That's the control tactic, is to get you to see yourself the way they want you to perceive yourself so that they can control you. And that can come in the form of in a relationship, a romantic one, or that can come in the form of like your pastor at church or a spiritual guru that you thought you could trust. I'm not trying to put fear into your heart. I'm just saying, if it's not accessible to everybody, if the teaching isn't rooted in the mundane, is the spiritual, I would immediately question it. Truth is free, right? It's everything else that's expensive. There's polarities. I just woke up. So, evil genius or just evil? This stone, this is obsidian, really good for cleansing this energy that I'm kind of talking about here. You can see a reflection in it. It's always good to do that too. Can you see it? Okay, there. There. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? Multiple angles here. I know, this is kind of a different sort of a video, but I'm trying to prove a point. People are multifaceted. Even within the own system, we're multifaceted. So imagine the world. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to look through somebody else's eyes? Try it. You can test it with your own self. Look at yourself from different angles. I'll show you. It's dark in here at first. And then, even without another light source, you can move into the light that already exists. In there. So this is the exercise. You can do it physically at first, and then let spirit fill you so that you can act out this sort of a ritual in the spiritual dimension. It's like you're accessing or invoking this sort of experience. Try it like this, right? You're in the middle. Okay? This is all of you. But you can't see the back of your head. I'm sure my hair is looking crazy. You know what I mean? It's good to have a perspective. So, first of all, your hair is not looking fucked up. But second of all, your spiritual hair is not either. Okay, so here we are. Now, let's do this first. Let's look at this way first. I used to do this when I would, like, get my body shot for my my weight loss videos. I used to run a weight loss channel back in the day called Whole Wheat Sandwich, but I have since put all those videos on private. I've lost 100 pounds total over time, over like 6-7 years, and I've gained some back. So see, that's an example. That's an aspect of me that I've gone through, that I went through bullying as a child, that, you know, I felt like I didn't want to go down to my 6-year-old birthday pool party at Grammy's house. All the kids were waiting for me down there, and I was looking in the mirror. See, this is an aspect, this whole thing. This is that side of me. Taking a look, right? Looking in the mirror as a 6-year-old. There we go. And I was wearing this. Yes, I'm not wearing a bra. I just woke up. And I just smoked a joint, too. Infused from the dispensary. It was fucking awesome. But she's a pothead. What do you fucking think this is? Of course I'm a pothead. Okay. Looking in the mirror, I didn't want to go down to the pool. I was wearing a 2-piece bathing suit. Felt fat, that's the point, okay? I dealt with a fat thing. You know, I have an episode on the Metaphysics show. It's one of the earlier ones in the, like, first iteration of the show. Called Fat. F-A-T in all caps. I talk about it more there if you're interested. And seeing this side of me, but that's an example. So it's looking at it this way. I dealt with all that, the bullying, the body shame, trigger warning. I had an eating disorder multiple times that I recovered from. Then I lost the weight by making videos because I liked making content. I started back in 2009, I would say.
I bet you're wondering, who the bleep are you? My name's Missy.
So, now, come back in the middle. That was very long-winded. Let's go quicker on this one. See, that's another side of me. It's like, you're losing people. Like, you gotta... And what I mean by that, this is like the marketing side. Like, I understand people. I understand what people want and what they don't want. And I understand what I'm being marketed to. This side encompasses, I understand. It could be my Sagittarius IC, right? It's I understand. So I'm looking at things from a certain perspective of I'm meta. I'm looking at myself from the outside. I know I'm being perceived. I know what people are thinking, and I can use that either for good or evil. I choose to use it for good. Sometimes for evil, depending on what room I'm in, right? So yeah, there's that. I'm back in the middle. All right, let's do this. Towel rack. This is gonna be trippy because you're gonna be able to see me in the mirror behind me. Then I'm gonna do something even one step further that's gonna freak you out, man. It's gonna freak you out. Right? This is like the ghost story side. It's gonna freak you out, bro. Like, look into this. Like, let your third eye go black, dude. Let it go dark. Dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I promise you, if you do this, you'll quit vaping. I'm telling you. Like, you will be able to quit vaping if you do this. Let your third eye go dark. Boom. Bring it back. Purify the system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're cured. Alright. Hold on. I gotta get the shot. This is how it counts. So, are you watching the mirror? Watching the mirror? Keep watching it. Gotcha. There we go. One more. We got one more. Center back in the middle. She's crazy, she's crazy. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. I'm not crazy. I'm just a pothead, right? So, one more. And this is the hardest. This is the one where I'll demonstrate. I'll be right back, okay? Yes. 1, 2. Here's the third. I'm me standing here in this bathroom. I know who I am. I'm here and I know me. You're here, you're watching me and your perception of like who I am or who the side of you that I bring out that you connect with. And it might be a side of you that you don't normally connect with. So that's why we can end up liking all sorts of people because different people access different things. We got me, we got you, now we got a third party, right? We're not even getting to this mirror up here yet, which we will. We're getting to this. So it's watching you, watching me. So I'm watching you right now. This is what we're doing as I'm breaking this down. I'm watching you, watching me, talking about what is this watching that we're talking about as a concept. The third perception here is a third party looking in on that dynamic. So you add that into the mix and that's how we get this, right? We go from this to there I am. All right, hi. So there's that. That's even creepier because those are the watchers. Those are the spiritual watchers. So there's a higher level. Can you believe that? There's even another step. So I'm holding these here, right? So, you know, there's more than one gender. There's more than one perception of reality. There's more than one group. There's more than just you and me. And there's even more above those. So it's the watchers that are watching those who are watching you, and then the original one watching you and their perception back and forth between you and them. You know what I mean? But back to this. So we can go through different versions of ourselves because that sort of a process and the awareness of that process is what evolves the consciousness. The awareness of that awareness, that there's layers. It's me, it's you, it's others looking in on me and you, and then it's us above that looking at those, right? And then it's the watchers watching us like idiots down here, like going back and forth.
So once you understand that, it changes you. That's my whole point. It changes you. That's my speech. All right. Yeah, 17 minutes TED Talk. We're already at 2020. So yeah. If you put these together, cute. This is like root chakra. Right? Red and yellow can go together. So even when you get to the highest possible trans-dimensional understanding of things, right? When you get into like quantum physics and, you know, the God particle and all this shit, it's gonna come down to primary colors again. Back in kindergarten again. Dancing with the children again. And then having our own or not. It could just be birthing ideas. Yes, I did just shoot sunflowers out of my genitals. So it's good to have the mirror so that you can start to discern. Is that person, like, look at the side of my nose. Somebody would ask, should you get surgery on that nose? Now, if somebody wanted to, and it was best for them in their world, I would be like, do what you feel to do. I used to want to get a nose job, and then I accepted my nose, and now I'm more powerful because of it. But if somebody doesn't want to see the world that way from their point of view, that's not me saying theirs is wrong for getting the surgery. For them, that was the thing. That was their mirror moment. My mirror moment was like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers. And this is my hope, that we can all come together in the middle and share our perspectives and why they matter. Then read that energy, not the words, the energy. Why does it matter to them through their eyes? 3344 when I said that. See, this is how we connect. It could even be the masculine and the feminine. This is how we connect. The threes and the fours, the empress and the emperor. There's this battle of the sexes. How do we connect? We meet in the middle and we share our notes. And then we integrate that into our opposite side because we're both masculine and feminine. Right? We are both each other and everything in between. We're one with the animal kingdom. What do you say about that? You know what I mean? I might just wear an elephant trunk on camera just to prove a point. Because this is a shaman, ancient mindset that we are one with this planet. I am an owl. I am an owl. We are the problem, and we're also not the problem simultaneously. Seeing not just somebody's perspective, but standing through their eyes from their life journey, their memories, their upbringing, and then looking at your perception through their eyes and how that could be affecting them and possibly triggering them. And then it's like, oh, that's so tiring. I don't want to do all that. Well, you're doing it anyway subconsciously. So you might as well be aware and have a say. And it's not just a metaphor. It's reality. It's the basis of reality, which technically is what metaphysics is. It's the study and the nature of reality, the basis of reality. So that's why I call myself the metamystic. There's 4 layers. But there's more than 4, guys. Metatron's cube is way more than 4. So this is how we can use reality to our advantage. So how do we use all this to our advantage? Use your trauma to your advantage. Use the negative energy to your advantage. Use the reality of the different perspectives to your advantage. What one person's perception is, then what their perception is of you two perceiving each other, then the perception of those 3 from above that, and then one level above that, which is really the whole world. Keeping an Aquarian point of view that we are one, but we're also individual, and then flashing back and forth between those perspectives on a consistent basis so that you can always be growing and expanding, looking at yourself from different perspectives, because at the end of the day, we are all one anyways. So really, we're just advancing the collective. Because somebody the other day was like, stop talking about oneness this, oneness that. We are a group advancing the collective. And this is the thing. If you do believe in ETs, if you believe in things like Atlantis and Lemuria and the Arcturians and the Pleiadians, if you believe in any of that, star seeds, there have been ancient systems before us, in my opinion, that already worked as a group, that had a group focus, and that's what made them so great. The fact that we are in the state that we are is because we're divided. But there is light and dark, there is black and white, there is the tree of life, there's the Kabbalistic tree, and there's the clip-off, the inverse, or the shadow. I'm not reading a script. People the other day said I was reading... This is my shower. I'm not reading a script. I'm channeling, guys. I'm a channeler. Okay? I'm also a psychic medium. But first and foremost, I'm an artist. That's what people don't get. I sit around and cry. So yeah, leave me alone. I'm just kidding. Just stop bullying me. But then again, I don't want people to stop because I want to see it. I want to see it all and incorporate it all. Because that's what gives me the stuff to write about. Okay. I figured it out. I figured out how to say everything that I was saying. Dried pineapple. That I said for the past 45 minutes. Condensed. What you're saying. What they're saying. What they're saying. What everybody's saying. Take it all in. It's all just raw material. Use it. I keep a video log. It's like a video diary. And I was kind of just gonna put these videos in there, right? Even though I was addressing you guys as I was speaking, I was thinking about like, oh, whatever. I'll just like save that for myself so that I can remember the stuff that I was thinking about, even though I'm not going to post it publicly. But Spirit kept poking me. And the word authenticity kept coming through for me. And themes of like letting down the mask. And I actually took offense to that. I pulled a card this morning from Colette Baron Reed's deck. I have all her little mini decks in here. I have all her juicy ones. But it was from the Wisdom of the Oracle. I'm going to grab the card to show you guys because I was honestly offended. I'm like, how much more authentic can I be? I literally wear my heart on my sleeve. I explain my life story to the internet. Here it is. And it's with the owl. It's number 14. Truth be told. Let's just look at it really quick together. Honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial. That's the one that stuck with me the most. Coming out of denial. And I was like, coming out of denial? Coming out of denial that the world is what it is. Sometimes we wear these rose-colored glasses, right?
And we think people will just understand us. They'll understand our hearts. They'll take the time to observe beyond the mask that we put on. Because we all wear masks. Like, I'm literally on the internet. But to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of like this is really me. So that's why I was offended. I was like, Spirit, like, why are you telling me to take my mask off and to be more authentic? And Spirit was showing me, here's just another layer of how you can show your true self to the public. By showing them that you're not just this perfectly put together, like always coming in with glamorous looks. Like, I got a lot of comments from people. I was actually really surprised because I put out my 4-track poetry album called 4. It's available on my Honeybee channel, Honeybee Music, BSLB33. And I came on without makeup because it was during my blackout period. I had just written all of those poems and I just wanted to record them without thinking, right? And I got so many comments of people being like, never wear makeup again. Like, you look so good without makeup. And some were negative and some were positive. And what I mean by that is some were kind of like backhanded compliments. Like, it's hard to describe what I'm saying here. And that's this energy coming out of denial. Like, even if people are saying, and thank you guys to those of you who said that you like my natural face. I really do appreciate that. But I've just come to the point where I take negative and positive, and I talked about that in my polarities part of this. Really, it's like a digital essay. It's just not put together eloquently. But if I actually took the time and took the 2 days that I don't have to actually do it with good audio and visuals, I could have broken this down in a more eloquent way. But just excuse me while I just give you these clips, right? Yet another example of me just being authentic. Sometimes you don't have time. Sometimes it's better to just get something out than to not at all. That's another thing Spirit is showing me. Another thing Spirit is showing me is that I don't always have to be on 100%. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have like 4 Leo placements in my chart. So to me, like, people were saying to me, I prefer your natural look to your more glamorous looks. And I was just thinking, glamorous looks, like, I just wear that to the grocery store. And you know, that's sweet of you guys. I'm just saying, like, it showed me the mirror. I was like, people think that of me. People, I take it all in, negative or positive, and I don't let it change the way I view myself. But it does make you think. It made me think, like, wow, I guess people think that by me not wearing makeup, that means something. Or I could make it mean something. Colette Baron Reed, the woman who put this deck together, she asks the question, what are you making that mean? And I love it. Because it put me in this weird spiral on all of my different platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So many people commented on the fact that I wasn't wearing makeup instead of on my poems. That made me think. I reverse engineered. I thought to myself, so therefore, does that mean that a lot of people watch me because they think I'm attractive with makeup on? Because if people are commenting on such an overwhelming majority of people commented on the fact that I wasn't wearing makeup, whether it was positive or negative, right? It made me think. Now that's the world, and that goes back to this. Coming out of denial. What do you mean, Melissa? That's what it is. And it's primarily the male gaze, but we both have feminine and masculine within us. So yes, maybe it is the male gaze, but it's the female gaze as well with the masculine energy. Does that make sense? Because we are feeling, however you present, however you identify, we feel, those of us who wear makeup, that we need to present a certain way to make us look more valuable. in whatever way that could mean. I've always just looked at it as, wow, this is a way that I feel good about myself. I like to put myself together. I make my bed, I get ready, I do my makeup, I wear a nice outfit, even if nobody sees me. That's for me. I got so used to doing that it became normal for me. So it was a weird moment, and I'm not naive, guys. I'm not naive. I'm on the internet. I'm saying it more as like a thinking point. From a meta perspective, I'm talking about a thing that I went through that you guys saw. Do you know what I'm saying? And this could be any one of us in this position where it's like, oh, that's interesting. So people, and I did get a lot of really amazing comments of people saying like, I love your work, love your poetry. Thank you so much for this. This means a lot to me. But like I said, the overwhelming majority was commenting on the fact that I wasn't wearing makeup, whether it was negative or positive. It made me think. So when Spirit hit me with this card today, I felt offended. I was like, how much more authentic can I be? And I just let that sink in for a little bit this morning. The willingness to be transparent and clarity of communication. See, that's another one. I don't always explain myself. I just let my actions speak for themselves, but sometimes it's good to clarify. It's good to commentate on the commentator's comments. To narrate your own life. It's your narrative. It's my narrative. So if I feel like people are only perceiving me as this one-dimensional thing, which is so ironic because I felt fat, ugly, insecure, self-hating, self-critical for like most of my life. So if people would perceive me as someone that cares about my looks and blah, 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 that's yet another aspect of things that makes you take pause because, and I do believe I'm beautiful. I have come into that Empress energy. I have connected with that self-love element over the past like 5 years, I would say. But some of the hatred that comes my way and the evil eye, it's only skin deep, guys. It's only appearance based. I'm like, you are looking at me from my looks? That's like, I look at that as like way down the line of valuable things that I have to offer. My mind is where the money is, honey. I just connected to a Venus energy that helped what was on the inside to begin to come on the outside. And it will happen to everyone who does that. Everyone. Every single person. As cliche as it sounds, it's about what's inside. Observer. See, when people observe you, that's why we have these readings that are like, how do they perceive me? Or how are people perceiving me? Because we want to know, we want to understand. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think it's good to know what we're dealing with. Because sometimes we can be so focused on just the outpouring of how we feel, what our beliefs are, etc., that we forget how blinding certain aspects of the way we're presenting can be to people. I want to start balancing that out a little bit. That's why here and there I'm trying to just do more stuff like this video where I'm just putting out bad quality, bad lighting, no makeup, just not thinking about anything, just saying what I believe, because that gives a good balance of realism. I'm a realist. I believe in realism above all, to my personality and what you're getting with this package, so to speak. Because if you're only looking at me based off of a picture,
In the wise words of Trisha Paytas, she said, because she has like makeup artists that come and she does full glam, right? She said, I feel more like a gay man in drag with my looks. Something like that, right? So just because somebody looks a certain way doesn't mean anything. It actually, to me, it's like the least interesting thing about a person. But I also simultaneously believe from a marketing standpoint, as well as just from like a basic value standpoint and values, because cleanliness is next to godliness and all that, and taking care of yourself is like taking care of your temple. But aside from that, aside from the fact that the better you look, the more people will value what you have to say, that's just part of the world, right? So it's part of these lessons of coming into looking at things from multiple angles so that we're not naive, right? Because you could be a master thinker writing your thesis on the meaning of life right now, and people are degrading you to a micro bikini. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So for the people who are actually here for the real me, which is multiple different things, which we all are, then thank you. Right? And for the people that don't understand that, I hope that these sorts of clear communication, like it said in the card description, can help us to think about other people as well as ourselves more multifaceted. Like Elle Woods, you can be a blonde, fabulous lady and also be an intelligent lawyer, right? So this is an archetype for a reason, like the hot, smart person, because it's so misunderstood. And I just thought it was interesting to yet again see things from another perspective and to also have a chance to speak to you guys from an even more authentic place. I feel like I've pulled off so many layers that I'm just showing you my bones. Here's my rib cage. Here's my beating heart. Here's my tits. No, I'm just kidding. The Cosmic Clown, Mundane Spirituality, and Polarities by Missy Gordon. Thank you, everyone. And remember, you can always listen to the Med Mystic Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. Thank you to all who donate to support the show. We will be back to our regular scheduled programming tomorrow. And thank you for your comments and your love and support. I love you guys, and I'm happy to take off yet another layer so that we can see the truth about life, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to find the truth about life. I'm a seeker. That's the only thing I'm interested in. And I do love fashion, and I do love makeup, and I do love myself. I'm a freaking Leo, but anyways. Well, I'm not a Leo, I'm a Virgo, but might as well be. In Vedic astrology, I'm a Leo sun and rising with an Aries moon with all of my other Leo placements. So I'm like a 7 placement Leo or something in Vedic. I don't know. But it's not about that. It's just for fun, right? It's crazy how much people can take out of just looking at your appearance. Especially because my appearance was such a sticking point for me for so long, dealing with my weight. I was severely overweight. I struggle with weight. Trigger warning. I struggled with I struggled with a lot. I struggled with eating disorders, and I lost
about 100 pounds the healthy way, and it took me like 6 years to do it, and I gained my self-esteem along with it, right? But these things take time. So to be bullied off the internet because people think a certain thing that's not even true to begin with. These 2 weeks were good for me to assimilate all of that energy and come back bigger and better than ever. Same goes for you. So I love you guys. If you want to book a personal, info is down below. It's been Missy Gordon, the Meta Mystic here, and I'll see you on the next one.